mom's life could be summed up in just a few words: coffee, work, eat, pray, and rock and roll. I should just make her a shirt with this on it. I'm lucky because God blessed me with an excellent mother who's not just my mentor, but is also my best friend. The best thing my mom taught me was that love is unconditional. Love bears all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and love never fails. My mother's love has never failed me or my siblings through unimaginable trials. My mom has been the greatest influencer on my life, and she is my greatest supporter, physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. When I was a young girl, I was a jack of all trades and a master in none. I tried every sport known to mankind, and I never stuck with anything. My mom sent me to acting school and auditions in front of 1,000 agencies. And that's when I got an acting agency as a 12-year-old. And she said I could move in with my grandparents in LA to pursue my dreams, just for me to change my mind, because I told her I couldn't imagine living without you, and I still can't. In addition to this, when I graduated 8th grade, I didn't go to New York for graduation like the rest of my classmates. My mom sent me to Paris with my French teacher, and then she trusted me to board a plane to London to see my cousins when I was only 13 years old. My mom firmly embraced my curious nature, and she believed that my exploration would lead to greatness. She never forced me to stay in a sport or do something that I didn't like. This empowered me to know what I truly wanted in life and to never settle for anything less. When I got very sick as a teenager and I went undiagnosed with multiple tick-borne diseases for many years, she went with me to see many doctors before I was properly diagnosed. She eventually paid out of pocket for my treatments, and I would not be alive today without her. As a child, she was an excellent mother, but in my adult life, she became my best friend. During my deepest depression, she referred me to a free counselor that she had set up for me with her church. She promised me when I had a falling out with my dad that she experienced the loss of her father at 2 years old, and I would never experience any problems if I trusted and relied on my Father in heaven. When I had an unplanned pregnancy, and I never wanted children, she helped me to make the best decision of my life. She is supporting me and her grandson with discounted housing until I finish college. She taught me from a young age, you need an education because this is the one thing that no one can ever take away from you. She graduated from UCLA with honors and went on to receive her master's from UCSF in public administration with a concentration in health services. She taught me to appreciate the people who go to war for our country because they saved our family when our grandfather, mother, her mother, and her aunt and cousins were all prisoners of war by the Japanese in the Philippines for 3 years. I get to appreciate our Scottish culture because she's an active member of her clan, Graham. Most importantly, she got me into the Marijuana Anonymous groups so that I could find fellowship and recovery from my addiction. This allowed me to be the mom that I am today and to pursue my medical degree with everything I have. On top of all of this, my mom is the funniest person I've ever met, making everyone laugh when the 70-year-old woman says, "That's what she said." While I have found that sometimes opposites attract, my mom and I find comfort in our commonalities. My mom is born just the day before me. We share the same views in politics, religion, comedy, concerts, music, food, and walking. Most things that bring us joy, we choose to do them together. I don't know what I will do without my mom, but I do know that I'm grateful every day that I learned so much from her while she's still alive. Here's a picture that she had framed for me a couple years ago. This is us at a concert, an in-person concert for John Rich. He's from Big and Rich. He's a country music star in Nashville, Tennessee. And she's been taking me to concerts since I was 5 years old. We go to a lot of rock and roll concerts like Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Paul McCartney, the British Invasion, and country shows. And thanks for listening. That's all I got.